Monday to react to Tennessee's win against LSU and begin looking ahead to a huge week coming up with Alabama coming to Knoxville. Battle of two top 10 unbeaten teams, somebody who can help us do both. As we kick off this hour, we say hello to VFL, former Tennessee tight end and Louisiana native, Chris Brown, who was at the Tennessee win against LSU, which, Chris, I'm guessing you really enjoyed.
Josh, I lost my voice again.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
2 weeks, well, really 3 weeks in a row I've lost my voice here. But it was good to be down there, man. Vol Nation showed out big time. And I think it just felt good to win the game, man. It felt good to play as good as we played. And obviously on a Monday morning after a long weekend of football for me and the Brown family, it feels good to be a Tennessee Vol this morning.
Chris Brown, did you say it with your chest, man? Did you walk around saying it with your chest, bragging that Tennessee stumped a mud hole in LSU at LSU?
Swain, I was texting you the whole time, and I put my petty shoes on, and I told you I was just gonna go out and show out. That my chest was out, my back was out, everything was out, right? You can't be from Louisiana and go back to Louisiana and do what we did and not expect for me to show out and me to be happy, man. But it was all in good fun and games, man. But man, it really, really, really felt good to be in that stadium. And Swain, I sent you that picture of that guy kind of sleeping over there. And it was just nice. It was nice to hear them only get loud that one touchdown drive that they had. Other than that, man, it was quiet and there was a lot of Vols fans cheering. So shout out to Vol Nation.
What was the most impressive sight that you saw? A lot of big plays in the game, the deflation of the stadium, people leaving in the third quarter. But what kind of stood out for you the entire weekend?
I think, first of all, again, the fans being down there, Hype said it best when he was saying just driving up, pulling up to the stadium, seeing all the orange. And then people were in there early, man. And to get that fast start with the opening kickoff, that set the tone. And all the LSU fans kind of sat back and they're like, oh, my gosh, here we go again. So we score on that drive, get the ball back, kick a field goal, it's 10-0. And Swain, they're out of it. I mean, you got a couple people who are trying to get going, but it was just so impressive to watch our team actually come out and play well. I actually stayed at the hotel the night before that they were staying at, man, and these cats are just walking around, cool, calm, collective, acting like they've been there before. And I think that's been Heupel's message, is preaching one game at a time. This is what we do. But you got that vibe when you got down there and you saw some people and you talked to some people that it was a business trip. There was nothing else that was going to be going on. We came there to win the football game and get out of Baton Rouge and get back to Knoxville.
How beautiful was that pass from Hendon to Jalen Hyatt in person?
Bruh, it's like this dude. It's so the art, right? It's so beautiful to watch these cats do their thing, man. And being a guy that played offense, it makes you jealous. It literally makes you jealous. I was watching Hype show yesterday, and he was talking about the touchdown pass where he said Jalen crossed him up. And it's like that safety or that cornerback had no idea where he was going, because they make all of their routes look the same, Swain. And that's important, man. When you're running directly at a DB and he has no idea where you go and you put your foot on the ground and break for that post and he just falls because he has no idea, that's showing progress, man. So the boys have really stepped up, man. I think the coaching, you really get to see it. You truly get to see what a coach can do for a player. And you get to see kind of the opposite, the effect of kind of what LSU is going through, man. You want them to be better. You want them to be good, obviously, because the SEC is better. But I'm just telling you, man, it felt good to hear all these guys talking about Brian Kelly and all the stuff they were saying about him. And me, I was just sitting back, relaxing, laughing, with just a little chuckle on my face going, that's my coach. That's my coach. Coach Hype's our coach. So it's a good feeling, really good feeling.
Chris Brown, VFL, former Tennessee tight end, Louisiana native, who was there to see Tennessee beat LSU. And you bring up kind of the mindset, the way Tennessee players are able to carry themselves. How important is that, not only for a road game where you're in a tough environment, but what week it is now? It's Alabama week. To have that kind of mindset, why does that matter so much?
I think the mindset of taking care of business when you're supposed to take care of business. We've gone through a lot these last 10, 15 years of actually, thinking we're always the better team, and the other team shows up and beats us, quite frankly. And I think now you've seen some guys who've been there before. You got a guy in Hendon Hooker who's a proven leader. I mean, I think I heard something. He's thrown a touchdown in 17 straight games or something like that. So you have that swag, you have that confidence, and you bring in guys that are just it becomes infectious. It becomes contagious. And then you got a game going into this week, man, where everything's on the line, right? We knew we were going to find out about our football team and how good we were going to be with these next 4 games. And at the end of the day, we got one done, and now it's time to kind of move forward, put together a nice game plan, because everybody knows Alabama's going to be ready. They're coming in here ready to play. They've beat us all these years in a row, and we know Nick Saban's going to have them ready. So I think it's our turn. I think it's our time just to be there, be prepared. We got game day coming back. We know the atmosphere is going to be electric, and it's just time to play ball.
Chris Brown, do we give a damn about the whole school of LSU?
I was singing the song the whole way back. My wife and kids didn't know. They didn't know what was going on. No, man. Swain, like I know, once again, to go on the road, man, and to do that, like legitimately, people were leaving. Like at halftime, when they were coming out after the halftime, like people were leaving. I'm just sitting back, eating some gumbo, eating some red beans, eating some of this, some of that. And what's funny, Swain, is a good friend of mine who actually hooked me up with the tickets, a guy who I went to high school with and also came to Tennessee. Some kind of way, he knew some people, so we were sitting in the club level. So these LSU people did not like seeing Tennessee people up there eating their gumbo, drinking their beers, yelling "Go Vols," singing Rocky Top, clapping, shaking, jumping, twisting. They didn't like it. But guess what? The Big Petty was out. I didn't care if they liked it. I didn't care at all. They told me before the game, we don't care. So who cares?
So basically you went into LSU's house, put your feet on the coffee table, sat down like Al Bundy with your hand in your waistband. Is that what you did?
Like bruh man from Martin. Yeah, that just literally, but again, man, they were gracious. And I will say that about the LSU fans. When it all came down to it, they were very gracious and they were very happy for him. And I just had to throw one little dig. It's like, I try to tell them before the game, you know me, Swain, you know my mouth, when it gets going, sometimes I can't control it. And we got on the conversation of just Brian Kelly, and I said, I think Brian Kelly's just a little bit better than Butch Jones. And like the look that they gave me, I said, I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you, I think at the end of the day, you're going to see and you're going to get what you get. I think the guy's a really good coach. I think he can coach the guys up. I just think I don't know if he's ready for that pressure cooker down there in Louisiana. But only time will tell. Only time will tell once he gets all these people in there. But who cares about them? All I care about is the Tennessee Vols and what we got going on. And I think we have something really special.
Well, Chris, now it's Alabama week. What do you think heading into this upcoming game?
I think it's going to be tough. I know we had some little issue going yesterday with one of our guys, man. But it's all about staying focused, man, and staying the course. Alabama and Bryce Young. Who knows? Have we figured out if he's playing? Have they said anything about him yet, guys? Have y'all heard anything?
He's probably going to play, Chris.
Well, you know what I think, Swain. Why would he not play, right? I mean, this is the game where Heisman Trophy winner coming off of that, he has to play. He'll be tough and do all that. But again, at the end of the day, man, it's another opportunity. It's another shot at continuing the goal. And I think these guys that we have, their mentality, their mindset has been that. The atmosphere with College Game Day being back, man, is just going to be electric. So if you can't get up for this or you're not ready for this, then you're in the wrong spot.
Chris, so you're at the tight end position. So we talked to you about pass catching at that position. This is probably a week where they're talking to you about how important it is, what you're doing to block against guys like Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, elite speed on the edge. How much is that going to factor into what Tennessee is able to do offensively, the speed, the closing speed, and those guys up front that Alabama has?
I think those guys want to get off the ball quickly, and I think they want to try to create some havoc. So I think, running some screens, running some draws, keeping the run game going. Guys that are really elite pass rushers, man, they don't like getting hit in the mouth consistently, right? And I think if you're doing that and you're literally putting your hand in the ground and running the ball and being successful with that, it kind of slows down your pass protection. Now, in the same breath, I also think we need to be careful with our run plan, with our play action passes, all that stuff, and just not let any one of these guys go out and win the Heisman Trophy against us and have a couple sacks. But our offensive lines play really well, man. I think they blocked really well. Jabari Small had a huge game last game, and the strength of LSU's team was their D-line. So I think these guys will be ready, and I think, it's tough. It's a tough game. It's a tough place to play. It's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, that's why you come here. And for the tight ends and the O-line, it's all about communicating. It's all about making sure you have all your pre-snap reads and knowing what's going on and making the plays when you're supposed to make them. P. Fan had a big catch the other night, and it was good to see some excitement and trying to pulling people down. And again, it all started with the opening kick. And you take care of all three phases of the game, and you give yourself an opportunity. You don't turn the ball over. You always have an opportunity to win.
Chris, I need a ticket for this weekend, man. You got me?
Well, I'm trying to find one, too. That's the way it goes. But, boy, all the people Josh, why is he trying to act like he won't be outside the stadium signing autographs, high-fiving? I mean, is he joking, Josh? Come on.
Chris, you and I both know he has his Swain pass ready to go, entry into any room he wants at Neyland Stadium this upcoming week. For Alabama week, yeah, he'll be where he wants to on Saturday.
I might get kicked out, man.
Wherever he wants to be.
Chris, you know how I am this weekend. You know how I am this on weeks like this, man. I might get kicked out. I'm trying to be on my best behavior.
Yeah, Bama week. I'm sitting a couple feet away from him this week, Chris, because in case that energy gets a little too wild, I want to make sure I got the space.
Keep your distance.
You better, Josh, because there ain't no telling. You just wait. Today's just Monday. Tuesday, that leg will start itching a little more. Wednesday, it'll start moving a little more. So, Josh, keep your distance. But we all know Jason Swain will be in the building for the Alabama.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah, we know. Chris Brown, thank you for the time. Glad you got your voice back. Glad you were able to sing all the way back to Knoxville after Tennessee got the win at LSU. And thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Hey, boys, thank you so much. Go Vols.